Welcome to the Jon+Tam Jam podcast.
This is the Jon+Tam Jam Plus podcast. I'm your host, Jonathan. I'm here with my lovely girlfriend, Tammy. Say hi to our lovely viewing audience. And we're welcoming back Omid. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good, my dude. I'm blessed to contribute to this episode of your podcast. And yeah, I've known you for since 2014. We've been best buds ever since. And yeah, this is something that, I'm happy to be part of.
Well, I'm glad to have you back aboard. And we have our regular music contributor, Travis. He helped the creation of the music for the podcast, so really greatly appreciate that, my dude. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here, and I'm happy to do this with you guys, and I'm glad that I could contribute something for you guys.
Yeah, so, I just, before we get into the other topics, I just want to tell you guys I'm really looking forward that we're going to start our own group with the role play. I don't want to get into it too much because the game's still under constructions, but just overall, you guys are enjoying the experience of the game?
Yeah, I would say that the game is definitely in great progress so far. I like the mechanics that definitely go into it, and also the idea of blending two separate yet popular, ideas / interests together makes for one hell of an experience.
So I appreciate it. And yeah, what about you, Tammy? You liking the game so far?
Yeah, it's fun and unique. I never played something like this before. So.
And Travis, you have any 2 cents for your 2 cents?
Oh yeah, so I mean, I've never really played D&D before, but I love that it has that kind of style incorporated with the role-playing style, and for something that I'm into, wrestling. So yeah, I think it's pretty great so far.
Thanks so much. Well, the first thing I wanted to talk to, because Omid has been having like 2 very busy weekends at the Nintendo Store SF. He got to meet Mario for the 40th anniversary, and he got to play the Ambassador in hard mode. He even got to beat him for a couple of games. Omid, why don't you share your experience in regards to that?
Nintendo Store is basically my home away from home. I am a big Nintendo fan, and so, of course, I was excited to partake in these 2 weekends. As a Mario fan, I like to celebrate the 40th event, and yeah, the Beat Mario event last weekend and the Ambassador matchups this weekend were all in dedication to Super Mario 40th anniversary. So basically, what happened with regards to meeting Mario was that me and my friend Greg were looking forward to this. We were even the first 2 to get in line. That's crazy. And also, with regards to the Ambassador matchups yesterday, I actually played against the exact same Ambassador in 4 different Mario games that are available for you to play against the Ambassador. They are Super Mario Bros. 3 on Super Mario All-Stars for Super Nintendo. It's also Super Mario 64. It's also Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and it's also Super Mario World. So you basically pick one of the games to play, and you choose easy, medium, or hard mode. I chose hard mode for all of them because I like a challenge. So with Super Mario World, I did Vanilla Dome. With Super Mario Bros. Wonder, I did Jump, Jump, Jump. With Super Mario 64, I did Bowser's what was it, the Bowser level, the first Bowser level in Super Mario 64. And Super Mario Bros. 3, I did World 6-1. And there are some that I won, like Super Mario World, Super Mario Wonder, but there are also those I lost, like 64 and Super Mario Bros. 3. It doesn't change the fact, I was able to get some wins at the end of the day, and also I had a blast with that. They also gave us a free Super Mario Bros. 40th anniversary postcard each time you play. I already have 4, so yeah, it's really awesome, and I was happy to partake in these events. Because yeah, as a Mario fan, I just gotta celebrate them. And also after the Ambassador event yesterday, we went to see Spider-Man 2.1 in AMC Metreon. It's basically Spider-Man 2, but you have the entire movie plus some bonus cutscenes, some deleted scenes. Coincidentally, on Friday night before, the ambassador matchup. Like Friday night, we went to see Spider-Man One in theaters. So yeah, we saw some of the Spider-Man Raimi trilogy the past this weekend, and yeah, and a blast with it. It was an all-around fun day.
And Travis, I know that you had a history of seeing Spider-Man, and you're a fan of, just like Omid. He loves going to movies. You love going to movies. Do you remember the last time you did a double feature?
Yeah, so the last time I did a double feature was years and years and years and years ago, back in 2002. I saw Spider-Man and Attack of the Clones back to back because I can't remember if I was going to see Spider-Man first or if I went to see Attack of the Clones first, but either way, they were both out at the same time. So I was just like, I'm going to see this, turn around, and then go see this one. So that was pretty interesting. That was the only time actually that I ever saw back to back double feature.
Oh yeah, nice.
All right, and so the next thing we were gonna discuss is we wanted to talk a little bit about Wrestlepalooza. So we didn't really, Travis and I, you said you didn't really watch the whole show. We watched a little of Becky and Seth versus Punk and AJ, and you saw Brock and Cena, and I saw a bit of Vaquer and Io Sky.
I did see a little bit of Vaquer and Evo Sky's match, and I was rooting for Stephanie Vaquer because I do believe that she is still somewhat new, but I mean the work she has been putting in is phenomenal, and I definitely believe she deserved to win that match.
100%, absolutely. I'm looking at her history in Chile and what she's gone through the indie circuit. Yeah, and of course, Booker T's just made her like a popular internet phenomenon meme. So yeah,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so yeah, other than that, yeah, I don't really have much to say about Red. It was just a kind of like a normal show. Nothing really stood out except for a couple of matches. So yeah, that's about it. But we just talked about comic book movies, and I think that will be our next topic because one of the things that introduced me, Travis and I, was we met through the DC fan circles and came across each other and. We've just been following each other's work ever since. I can't pinpoint when it was when I first met you. I know it was in one of the DC groups. I just don't know which one.
I can't specifically remember either, but I know that the main topic was definitely Batman versus Superman because that was just the hot thing at the time. Whether it was positive or negative, it was BVS. You know what I mean? That's what I feel has brought either a lot of people together or separated a lot of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. And in fact, me, like we went to go see Batman v Superman together in IMAX. We did our own review. Initially, we both liked it. I think to some degree, it's our like for it has lessened in some degree. I know you and me, you referred to it as a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, now don't get me wrong. Batman v Superman is not a good movie. There are so many things wrong with it.
It's good.
But however, there are some parts that I just can't help but laugh at. Like the Jolly Rancher scene was, like so goofy, so corny, so unlike Lex Luthor, but at the same time, I can't help but chuckle a little bit. The Martha scene is hilarious. Like everything about the Martha scene is just straight up funny, ironically.
Can we all agree the Ultimate Edition is better?
Absolutely, but not yes. I feel like
it's still better nonetheless.
For me, I feel like with the Ultimate Edition, like, did it help people understand Lex's motivations a little more? Yeah, sure. But for me, ultimately, it is still the same movie. So regardless of an extra little this or an extra little that, it's still like, it's still kind of the same movie. So oh well.
Yeah, and I know Tammy, she's only seen the Ultimate Edition. She never saw the theatrical version, and she didn't see Justice League either. She's only seen the Zack Snyder trilogy. Hun, what do you? Can you give us a quick rundown of what you thought of Man of Steel, Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition, and Zack Snyder's Justice League, really quick?
It was not what I expected. It was great. It's the first superhero movie I like.
Well, wow, that's quite the compliment. First superhero movie you like? Wow, yeah. So basically, let's not go back. Let's go forward. I wanted to talk about the future of like the DCU. So far we got Superman and Creature Commandos and Peacemaker season 2 has been established to be part of this DCU canon. While technically season 1 is canon, it's like split. It's a sliding door. It's like just one like similar thing to another universe happening in this universe. Some people like when they first saw the previous DCU thing, they thought like, oh, that means the Snyderverse is erased. No, because again, sliding doors. Some places similar things happen to another place, but like like just one key difference is Date Bio says call the Justice League in the 2022, call the Justice Gang in 2025, and of course you see Justice Gang instead of the Justice League. So like everything happens exactly the same in both universes. I mean, you can make an argument that Justice League and Zack Snyder Justice League are just separate universes because a lot of the same things happen in both those movies, but they're fundamentally different. But a lot of there are some scenes that are similar. There's similar things that happen, but there's just some slight difference. It's like it's like what is it called? Like an extending branch, or where just like different paths lead to like Steppenwolf looking completely different than he did, and Justice League, like Henry Cavill is Brandon Routh. That's like it's just splitting the difference. In one universe, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, one universe, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, one universe is Tom Holland Spider-Man. Same thing, but then there's a universe where Michael Keaton's Batman. There's a universe where Michael Keaton's also Batman. So it's not that hard. I mean, yes, it's really nerdy to explain, but the simplification is actors are the same in some universes, actors are different in another universe. Is that hard to comprehend?
So, I mean, for fans, it really should not be that difficult to understand, especially if you are a diehard comic fan. You should be able to understand and know what the multiverse is. But with the general audience, the only reason why I say it's kind of important for the general audience is because most movie studios, they aim to please general audiences first before the fans, and I do think in a sense that is the right way to go about it. But at the same time, you got to make sure that you're giving the fans what they want. But as far as the general audience and stuff, they might not understand the concept of the multiverse, even though there's been several multiverse movies out, whether it's DC or Marvel. So it might take a little explaining to them, but I mean, it's not really that difficult to follow along and know what's going on.
And what's your take on this, Omid?
So my take on the concept of multiverse, let's be honest, it's kind of been done to death by now.
Yeah.
Amen. Holy smokes.
It kind of depends on execution. It all comes down to how well it's planned, how well it's thought out, how well it's drafted, how well it's executed, and it depends on like how well it's incorporated into the story. Because one thing you got to keep in mind with any movie, like you have to make sure that the quality of the story comes first before entering a multiverse concept. Spider Verse and Across the Spider Verse do this impeccably well. Um, well, the MCU multiverse is hit or miss. I don't know. It's just like there are some times they do it for the sake of it. There are some that do legitimately work. And as for DCU multiverse, I feel like it was like kind of a throwaway.
Can I ask real quick before we continue, what has been your guys' favorite multiverse story as far as the live action goes? What movie, regardless if it's been Marvel or DC, what do you think has been the best adaptation of a multiverse type of story?
That's a good question. I think for me, I mean, Deadpool Wolverine was fun. I mean, and so was No Way Home. There's just not a lot of substance to the multiverse themselves. I feel like, at least with the Flash, the multiverse had a kind of a purpose. Like there's like repercussions to what happens to the multiverse. Like the multiverse is, well, I guess it's kind of, I guess the whole anchor thing in Deadpool and Wolverine. But I don't know. I feel like in terms of movies I had more fun watching, No Way Home, Deadpool, Wolverine. But in terms of like I learned something, I would say The Flash. All right, pass to you, Omid.
Live action, No Way Home. Like easily No Way Home. No Way Home is definitely a nice mixture of cohesive storytelling along with this Spider-Man fan service that comes with it, and doesn't play they don't incorporate Maguire's Spider-Man and Garfield's Spider-Man just for sake of it. They actually have a purpose to the story, and I feel like Spider-Man: No Way Home is one of the few, recent MCU movies I consider to be excellent. But in terms of multiverse movies all around, live action or animated, the Spider Verse movies hands down.
I didn't even think of the Spider. Yeah, it's true. Like that they count.
Spider Verse, yeah. For me, I would have to say I agree. No Way Home really hit it good. It was great seeing Tobey Maguire back as Spider Man, and of course Andrew Garfield. And then with the Flash, I really did enjoy the Flash. I would say at least if you want to talk about which multiverse stories had the most heart, I would say No Way Home and the Flash. For me, the only reason why I enjoyed The Flash so much was mostly just because it was great seeing Keaton return after, 30 plus years back to the role and whatnot as Batman. And I was happy that they kind of gave him a scene where he could show a lot more action than just turning his neck and throwing batarangs and stuff. The scene when they break Supergirl out of the facility and whatnot, and they kind of, in a sense, they kind of gave Keaton his own BVS warehouse scene, because I know with a lot of Batman fans, the warehouse scene in BVS is like ultimate Batman action. So I was glad that they gave something like that to Keaton.
And I guess in terms of television, I mean, I guess the two shows that have incorporated the multiverse the most would be Loki and now Peacemaker. So, like, what do you think's been so? I mean, we don't want to spoil for Omid. He's only seen 3 episodes, and Tammy hasn't seen the show at all. I don't think. So, how would you compare the multiverse done in Peacemaker versus how the multiverse has been done in Loki?
I mean, ooh, that's tough. I kind of like the multiverse a little more in Loki. I feel that Peacemaker has been keeping things to a minimum. Again, I don't want to spoil anything. Um, I'm kind of hoping that James Gunn with this Peacemaker thing, like, we'll just talk about Peacemaker season 2 real quick so I can explain it a little more. So with Peacemaker season 2, they've been trying to do a little multiverse thing. It's kind of a little similar to what he did in Superman, where it's just this alternate rift dimension type of deal, except it's not destroying the world yet that we know of. So yeah, and it was very interesting to see. Not going to get into spoilers, but you have seen episode 6, John. So it was kind of interesting to see the somewhat multiverse thing. And I just want to say right off the bat, just for shits and giggles, screw that other dimension that they're in, because if you know, you know, and so screw that alternate dimension.
Yeah, I mean, even episode 3 kind of hinted to it, so I won't say it because we hadn't seen it yet, but I didn't connect the dots. But I mean, it sounds like if I had to go back and remember episode 3 to connect the dots. But I think
if you've been hearing any theories about what that alternate Earth is, those theories may or may not be correct, and
And now we should talk about, without going spoilers to episode 6, how like what we're looking forward to in the future after seeing episode 6. What did your excitement level for Man of Tomorrow go from after seeing what you did in episode 6?
Man of Tomorrow has a lot of potential now, and I'm interested in what direction overall after episode 6, not just with the setup for Man of Tomorrow, but just overall. I'm really interested and curious to see if Gunn will continue, the kind of plot thread in the Earth that or the universe, whichever you want to call it, what he has set up with that. I would like to see if that will continue in future storylines.
I'm sure it will. Gunn does have tendencies to retread, even in the kind of the more subtle ways. I mean, it is going to be interesting how Supergirl's connected to Man of Tomorrow. I think Clayface is probably just a standalone. I don't think. I mean, it just happens to take place in the same world as these characters. I don't think there's really going to be much set
up. I really
up
feel like Clayface
it's not going to be a Marvel thing.
To be set in DCU, but because they're kind of doing their.
Pretty sure it still is.
Well, I mean, I meant to say that I believe that Clayface was originally supposed to be set in the Pattinson universe, but I kind of think some changes made this and that, and now they're just like, well, we're going to set it in DCU instead of the Pattinson universe, because Clayface, from what I've gathered by the set photos and whatnot, it seems like not only is it set in Pattinson's universe, or at least was supposed to be, it also kind of feels like they're hoping to get the same success with that as they did with Joker, because just judging by the set photos so far, it kind of has a little vibe, whatnot, that it's that kind of movie. You know what I mean? Just a story about a tragic story about a person that just falls into hard times or whatever, and something happens, and then yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely, and it'll be interesting how they juggle all these Batman villains with Epic Crime Saga versus DCU. Yeah. It's just I mean, I know there's like it's very divisive how they're do what they're doing right now with Batman. I mean, again, it's not Gunn Safran's fault. Like this was pre DC Studios, so you can't really fault them for incorporating an Elseworld story like this. So we'll see what happens. And but you know, I know we got to wrap up. So let's do this one last topic I have written down. Talking about Halloween. So I showed you guys the pics of what I'm dressed as for Halloween. I guess I don't really know if I need to spoil it. Like, what am I spoiling? It's not a show. I got a Green Ranger costume. Yeah, I haven't dressed up as a Power Ranger. Like, technically, I did dress up as Super Sentai from Chojin Sentai Jetman, which is the last Sentai series to not get a full adaptation until Tokyuger, which is like a train Sentai, which you know how are you gonna market trains in 2020s, right? So yeah, so I got the Green Ranger costume. I went to Spirit Halloween. It was like $60, but like they actually, you know, usually they're a little low budget, but I'll give them credit. Other than the helmet, like the other parts of the costume, I got like the belt feels legit. The shield, the dragon shield, like, you know, maybe if it was a kid costume, the dragon shield would be stuck to the costume, but it detaches. Thank God. So I mean, if you wanted to like do like Red Ranger shield with it, you can. Which I hope somebody dresses up as the Red Ranger. Wink, wink. And then I know you got, and I also got the Ryo Soken in Japanese, but known in America as the Dragon Dagger. I got that. I did a TikTok video. If you guys want me to share the link to the TikTok video after this, I will. Um, I know you told me your plans for what you're going to dress up as for Halloween. Travis first, then Omid, and then Tammy. You already know what you're going to do. You just tell everyone who you're going to be. I think people can figure out who you're going to be for Halloween.
Well, yeah, you know, I'm still not 100% sure if I'm going to dress up or not. But if I decide to, believe I'm going to go as Johnny Cage from Mortal Kombat.
Which is an excellent choice. You know, I'm Mortal Kombat, and maybe if we ever meet up, we'll do like a little like fan video. Green Ranger versus Johnny Cage. I don't think that's been done for. I know Bat and the Sun have done like Ryu versus like the Green Ranger. They've done Scorpion versus the White Ranger, but you know,
if they've done that, and Warner Brothers have done DC versus Mortal Kombat, then I couldn't see why there couldn't be any reason to have Johnny Cage versus the Green Ranger.
Now I'm wanting Hasbro to buy WB just so we can get Power Rangers and like a DC crossover. I mean, I know we got comics. Yeah. All right, Omid, pass it on to you. Who are you going to be for Halloween, or have you not decided yet?
I actually haven't decided yet. There are a couple that do come to mind for me. One is Mario. I've been dressing as Mario for many years, for many conventions and all that. And I even dressed up as Mario for Halloween on one occasion. So that's first thing on my mind. Another thing that I'm cosplaying as, I'm sort of thinking about doing Luffy if I can't get to Mario.
Remember you were I was Brooke, you were Luffy, and Tammy was Nami.
I know. Yeah, we were a One Piece crew in of itself. Yeah. And the third thing, if we were to ever do a Power Rangers group. Like I haven't watched any Power Rangers, but I like taking part in cosplay groups with others. So I would definitely be down to be Red Ranger if it comes to that.
That would be amazing. And Tammy's going to try to be the Pink Ranger. So, yeah, man, there's a costume contest on the 25th. So let me know your schedule. Maybe you decide you want to bite the bullet and get a Red Ranger costume. I'm sure there's more likely to be a Red Ranger costume at Spirit Halloween at this point than a Green Ranger costume. Those are like the supply for Green Ranger does not meet the demand. Like I don't think because I was lucky to get the last one and it fits me. Like I'm a big dude. So yeah. So Tammy, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. So one of these, I promise you, like maybe if there's time tonight before I take you home, we'll stop at Spirit Halloween. We'll see if they have a Pink Ranger for you. And I don't know if we'll be able to purchase it today, depending on how much money we got. But we will at least take a look and see if they can. We'll see how much let's see how many costumes they have left. So yeah, because I think there was like 2 Red Rangers. There was a couple of Blue Rangers at the one I went to. But I'll have to just look at Spirit Halloween. So I think that's gonna wrap up the podcast, guys. Do you have any final words for our viewing audience?
I just want to say once again, it's been phenomenal and I am honored. And I just want to thank you guys for taking the time to invite me and, see potential in what I do, because again, I was the guy who created the beat for the intro for your podcast. And, so thank you once again.
No, I mean, like, yeah, I gotta thank you as well, man. Like, you take time out of your busy day to do these things with me. I'm glad you're so very flexible. Same thing with Omid. I know, like, you had a very busy weekend. I know you had the Nintendo store and you hung out with Greg and you went to a bar and you don't want to talk about that. But oh my, like, yeah, man, like I just thank you for doing this again with me. I'm glad we got to do this as a foursome. I was not sure of the technical limitations, but I think we pulled it off fine. We had a few missteps along the way, but I think we pulled on through. So yeah, let me pass it to you, Omid. Any final words for our viewing audience?
Yes, first off, I just want to say it's a pleasure and honor to do this, to be part of this with you, especially since, you're my best buddy, John. And we've had a strong friendship ever since 2014. So it's been like over a decade since we've been friends. I've been blessed to have this brothership with you. And yeah, I am definitely committed to helping you out with this podcast, helping you out with this project. And then, of course, I look forward to wrestling D&D every time.
Yep, we're going to practice on Friday. Hopefully, it goes well. Yeah, I would just want to say, like, after like all the bad experiences I had the last couple of weeks, I'm just internally grateful that I got 2 amazing pals and an amazing pal who's my girlfriend. And great family. I've been going about this all wrong. I've been so obsessed about people who don't like me when I should be focused on how many people do like me. Because I also learned something. If everybody likes you, you're doing something wrong. Yes, it's nice to get the instant it's nice to get the instant gratification, the fact that you don't have a single hater, but at the same time, it just doesn't make you appreciate the people you like as much.
If you've ever heard that saying that if you got some haters, you're doing something right, it's absolutely 100% true. Trust me on that.
I believe it. You agree with that?
I agree 100%, dude.
Do you agree with that, hon?
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Well, thank you. I think this will wrap up our little podcast. Hopefully, everything is ready, good to go, and we'll definitely do this again sometimes. And I'll try to find a better tool to do this again going forward.
Sounds good to me, man.
All right. Take care, guys.
See you later.
Good night, man.
See you guys later. Bye.